Hello, good evening. Hi, I need to take a breath. Ooh, at least I did it. Whew. 100 jumping jacks. I did 100 jumping jacks, y'all. That's why I'm still catching my breath. Apparently, it's not as easy as I thought. So, but I did it. Woohoo! The topic, as you can see below in the description there, is a question that I have. I want to hear what your thoughts are. Those of you who may be watching this, who are watching this now live, and anyone who watches this afterwards, I will really appreciate your comments as to what your thoughts and opinions are regarding the things that I'm going to be sharing here. And the question is, why does our society expect too much from a woman than they do for a man? Why does our society expect too much from a woman than from a man? I don't know if you think that is an appropriate question or you disagree that that question does not apply, but I believe it does. In fact, you would agree with me, maybe not right now, but by the time I go into a few details, that our society actually expects way too much from women than they do for men. And we need to start asking such questions so that we can kind of readdress, take a closer look at the issue. First of all, a woman, this will apply a lot to, we'll apply it to every woman, but especially married women. Not including singles, but especially married women. Because you see some men, they'll find a beautiful young lady. All right? They'll be looking for a woman, a wife to get married to, or for a young lady to get married to. And they will look around and look around. And luckily for them, they land this beautiful young lady, beautiful looking, flat tummy, has the perfect shape, and what have you. They get married to this woman. This woman comes into the house, takes up her marital duties. Before you know it, she's pregnant. Glory to God. Okay, what comes after that? She has 1, 2 kids. Her tummy is stretched beyond, is stretched like beyond repair from having kids. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some have 5 and maybe even more. Like our parents back home. I don't know if they still have it these days. I have 8 kids or so, but I guess some do. It's all individual choice. But yeah, after having all those kiddos, guess what? Their tummy is not nearly as flat as it was before. Alright? The tummy is nowhere near flat as before. It's all saggy now. the breast is not nearly as pointy as it was before, then guess what happens? For some cases, the man in that house has the guts to start looking outside. I said the man has the guts to start looking outside. Because he met that lady looking different. All right? He met that lady looking different. I am doing this burn them calories now because I'm trying to work on my leftovers, right? Some of you needed to, and those of you who knew me back when I was growing up, you know, right? You know that I didn't have body, talk less of fat. But look at me now. I have to put in the extra work. I have to put in the extra work. The extra work, extra effort to try to tone my body again. It pains me when I see a woman goes through that. She's putting in all that sacrifice for her family. All right? She's having those kids for that family, for that man, for them. But at the end of the day, because of his lack of self-control, he starts to look outside. Then people turn around and have the guts to blame that woman. You will hear all the blame. Then it becomes normal in our society for us to put the blame on her. That woman, she was... It's so common, even in different, talks. People will talk about relationship and whatnot. It's so common for you to hear them always putting the blame on the women. Why is that? They will blame you that, oh, you are now married, you're not taking care of yourself. You used to be like this, you used to do that. You used to be straight, now you have kids, you are not taking care of yourself. See, now you are going to let your husband is going to go out and look at, have to chase other girls, other women. And you dare put the blame on the woman? How did it become normal for a man not to take responsibility for his actions? When did it become normal in our society that a man has lack of self-control and he will not work on it, and we will quickly blame his wife that he is going out because the woman is not keeping up herself nice? Because she's now have become too fat. She's not working on slimming up herself to look fit. That is why the man is now looking outside for the sharp-looking woman. What has become of us? What is wrong in our society? How did he meet that woman? How did he freaking think that after having 3-4 kids, the woman's tummy will still be flat? You tell me. I am talking to you ladies out there. All right? If you have gone through, because some of you men, I do think that some men need to be attending that prenatal class with their women. As you join this talk here, please share, because I believe a lot of people need to hear this. All right? I do think that some men need to be joining their wives when they are pregnant, joining them to those maternal prenatal classes, so that they can educate themselves on how to treat, on what to expect, at least. So that if they cannot use their common sense to see that the woman's tummy is stretching for 9 months, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. And they are expecting after that stretch for it to get back to the way they met that woman. That is insanity. All right? That is insanity. You ladies out there, if you're working on yourself, do it for you first. Do it for yourself first. Not because somebody needs to pressure you, because you're trying to save your husband who has no self-control, because you want to do it. You are always, why do you go through all of that and be the one to be blamed for a man's poor judgments? Why do you go through, why do we have to go through all of that and still have to take the blame when the man cannot have some self-control? He goes out, then we have all the guts to always put the blame on the women. Why? Why is that? Men, have mercy on us. Have mercy on your women. Please, for God's sake, have mercy on them. If I can put it like that. You met them, they were all flat tummy. They were all pointy boobs. They come to your house. You get them messed up. After 2, 3, 4 kids, they look the way they look because of nature. Because inevitably, they can look like they were before. And you have the guts to do things however you do it and still have to try to put the blame on them. And it drives me nuts that it becomes like normal for our society to accept that. To have to blame the woman after she goes through all of that for that family. Some of you have no idea. Some of them have those 2, 3 kids, 4 kids through C-sections, through surgeries, that they can hardly do much with their body while they are recovering, while they are going through the pain of recovery. And so they end up with a lot of leftovers, like my own here. And so when they are, those that have the motivation to work on themselves to keep their body feeling better, or try to keep their body fit, but then you get all external pressures too on top of that. External pressures that you have to do that to keep your husband. You have to do that so that your husband won't look outside. What? Why are we women always like the victim? Why are the women always like the scapegoats? Why? Why do we have to be treated like that? You met me, I was so straight. Ask the people who knew me when I was young. I'm just putting myself an example, just like for any woman. If you see me tell they young, while you grow up the teenager, I said not even get skin, talk less of fat. When they say mannequin, they're not, I be not first class. Then you come and go through all of this for your family's sake, to build up your family. And you have to put in the extra work afterwards to try to get the body that has been so, worked up in the course of you having babies, breastfeeding them and all of that. You may have no idea what it takes. The woman goes through all of that, carry those pregnancies, 9 months, their tummy are stretched all the time like this. After that, they have to nurse those babies for how long? How many times? 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times for how many you have. And their bodies are worked up biologically in that process. And you have no freaking appreciation for all of that the woman goes through. But then when a man makes a poor judgment, he makes a poor decision and step outside of that relationship, you dare blame the woman. It is just wrong. That is just wrong. That is wrong and just pure disrespect for that woman. All right? Just quit blaming the woman. You have no idea how much, what is going through, how much work that woman might be putting in. We are quick to talk. It's because you are not doing this for the man, you are not doing this for the man, you are not why are we always the one to do stuff, to be like the scapegoat, like we are always on the slavery side to do everything to keep this man is like it's an egg that he cannot cherish us. We are always the one to do so much, way too much to try to keep him. What the heck are you talking about? He went and looked for that woman before he got married to her. He went and looked for that woman. At least in most cases, that woman didn't come chasing after him. When he has messed up the woman or in the house, or the woman is doing all of that to grow their family, at the end of the day, he makes poor decisions, poor judgment. We can't hold the man accountable. We quickly, very quickly, hey, it's because he's looking at girls outside because you are not doing this, you are not doing that, you are not doing freaking this and that. When are we going to start holding the men accountable for their actions? Men out there, if you are the one falling in this category, treating your woman like that because she now looks, because her boobs are not pointy anymore, maybe her butt is all saggy, tummy saggy, because you've gotten her all messed up in the course of your life, you better deal with it. Deal with it. That is what you signed up for. Okay? When you decided you were going to have kids and all of that, that's part of the package. Is what you signed up for. She went through all of that. All of those processes, having those kids, you did not. Or at least your body did not, and you have no freaking idea what it means. So have mercy on her and treat her right. Please. Not that now she now looks the way she looks. And you see the men, they do that because they know that when it comes to, people will quickly do the same, they'll quickly do the same freaking thing I'm talking about. Because when people look into what is happening, they will quickly put the blame on the women. What is wrong with us? They'll say, oh, now that she has, I guess it's because the woman outside is keeping herself. She is this, she is that. Yes, she can. Because guess what? That's all what she does. The single woman out there, that's all what she does is walk around, paint her body, paint her faces, and walk around. She's not taking care of no household. Alright? So she can loiter around and be shaking her body or whatever around you. You, the man, have to have self-control. You have to have your self-dignity. And make good judgments for yourself. You don't move around and sleep around and quickly blame your wife because See, that's just the wrong premise. To say a man is doing this because the wife is not doing this. You do the right thing, then let's look at the woman and judge her appropriately too. But you, man, you husband, do the freaking right thing to stay committed to your marital vows, or to sticking committed to that committed relationship that you have. Do the right thing by having your self-dignity and self-control and making right decisions and right judgments for yourself. Take responsibility for those actions. Because if you do otherwise, you're supposed to be held accountable. Not we quickly blame the woman, that is because the woman did not keep herself attractive to the man, blah, blah, blah. How many times do I hear of us talking about the man also looking attractive? Do you think I want to sit around and sleep with a man that is thinking, smelling, has not taken a bath for this? Why do we always analyze the women? And it's like the man has no effort to put in. He has no serious responsibility to take. Everybody has to play their role. Everybody has their part to play. Let everyone play their part. And we respect each other in the course of that. All right? I'm tired of hearing all these stories. We blame the woman for everything. That is just wrong. Disagree with me, but that is my opinion. That is just wrong. Some of us, especially if you live in this Western world, all right? If you live in this Western world, like I am talking, in the United States, you know that it's not easy. It's not like, even I think nowadays, even back home, a woman is not just, her place is not just in the kitchen and taking care of the house like a house girl. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because some very naive people will sit somewhere, not very informed of what that really means. And you hear them quickly say, oh, these women, when they have now gone abroad, now they start to compare with their husband, blah, they start to talk all those ignorant talks. It's because you don't know what you're talking about. You do not know what you're talking about. If you are in that place, now talk, because you're talking from experience. If you are not there, you have very limited knowledge of what, what the Western women go through in the Western world. Don't talk. Because like I was saying, it's not like, how many women here, ladies who are watching me, how many of you just sit in your household and all you have to do is to cook and carry pregnancies and give birth to kids and sit there and cook and feed them every day, 24/7, 12 months every year? How many of you do that? How many of you have the luxury to do that? I'm sure if you could, you would, right? But you can't. If you could, you would, but you can't. Somebody like me, if I could, I really would not. Because I am not, I am not the person. I am just somebody who likes to go out and work. But some of you, if you have a lot of you, if you had the luxury to do that and have a man take care of you in the house and you take care of your household, you know, carry the babies, take care of your household, you know, be there, just have your place in the house and in the kitchen. Some of you, if you had that luxury to liberty, you would. But you can't. A lot of you, you cannot. Because your household cannot afford to do that. Because your household cannot afford to do that. Those of you are joining, I see you. Welcome. Thank you. Because your household cannot afford to do that. So both of you are working, having jobs, go out and put in 8 hours and come back in. So you're switching your shifts. Like when you go to work, you have your work shift. You come home, you take over. We call it jokingly in our house here, like, oh, I take the morning shift at home. Then you, when you come, you take the evening shift or whatever. Because you both have 2 jobs each. When you are home, you're taking care of the, of the house. The other person is at work. When they come back, you go. That is how majority, an overwhelming majority of us in the diaspora, that is how we live. Just in case you did not know. Those of you may be watching this from abroad. Just in case you did not know, that is how we live here. As the husband is coming back from work, the wife is going. So one person is at home taking care of the home at a time. When in that scenario, okay, I know maybe there are some exceptional cases, but the overwhelming majority, at least in this United States that I can speak at least for this place. When did it become normal now for the wife to go out, put in 8 hours or more? The husband goes out too at, during his own shift and go put in the same 8 hours or whatever the hours and come back home. When did it become, the home become a responsibility for the woman alone? When she's in that kind of a place. I see your message. See your message by Maurice. Thank you. No worries. You can always watch this later. We expect way too much from the women. A woman will be in that kind of a place and you expect when she goes, when she comes back home, she does the cooking, she has to do all the cleaning, does all the kitchen work and take care of the kiddos. Otherwise, every little thing we blame her. Right? We blame her. Oh, she's not taking care of her. She's not keeping her house clean. She's not this, blah, blah, blah. Who is appreciating her for putting in the work she's putting in to bring income in that household? Because if it's the other way around, she doesn't do something, we blame her, right? Are we appreciating her? Because wait, does the Bible not say a man that cannot provide for his household is not better than an infidel? So the man's place is primarily to provide for his household, right? How many of you men watching this are solely capable of providing for your household in this place, this US? How many of you are solely capable? And it's not really your fault, right? It's what it is. It is what it is. A lot of times your single income can only do so much here. So the woman has to equally work. So when you people come back home, you should equally do the housework. Yes. Yes, you should work. You should equally do the freaking housework. The woman should not be expected to go burn her ass off at work there. You go burn your ass off too as a man. But when it comes to being, the time you're at home, one person has to just sit around because the labor, the housework is going to reconnect. Hey, sorry, that broadcast, I don't know if it did that at your end, but it was paused for a little bit. Some connection thing, sorry about that. We need to change this mentality. Okay? We need to change this mentality. Let us all appreciate our efforts that we are putting in. Let's appreciate the efforts of the woman and the man and treat both both of them equally. Treat the both of them with respect. This message I'm talking today has absolutely nothing to do with a woman needing to submit or what. Because it has nothing to do with that. Of course, the man is the head of the household and the woman has her place to submit to the man, and the man, loving the woman. I'm talking about both of them needs to mutually respect each other. They need to mutually have mutual respect for each other. Women are doing a lot in this country. They're doing a lot. And I feel like we do not give them enough credit. In fact, we a lot of time we instead talk down on them. Oh, the man is doing this. He's now looking outside, or because the woman is not taking good care, or the woman is not doing that, it's not. I don't hear people talking that the man is not doing this too. As much as the woman needs to take care of herself, so does the man. All right? As much as the woman needs to take care of herself, like I already told you, ladies, if you're working on yourself, to stay looking beautiful, looking fit, do that for yourself first. Because ladies, you need to have some self-autonomy. You need to have some self-autonomy. Have some dignity, some love for yourself, and have some independence for yourself. Not that everything you're doing, everything is geared towards placing a man. It's like we are babysitting these men, because if we do not babysit them, they will not behave as men. We need to babysit them for them to grow up and behave as men. What are you talking about? If you're a man, you're not a boy, behave as one, please. Let the woman take responsibility for her action. You take responsibility for your own actions. Not that you make poor judgments. You cannot stay true or stay faithful to your marital vows. You look outside and we turn around and quickly blame your wife. Oh, it's because the wife is not looking sexy anymore. She's not looking blah, blah, blah. Give me a break. Please give me a freaking break. All right? Yeah, it needs to stop from the way the whole, the whole society approach towards women. The societal approach towards it's like what the expectations are from a woman versus a man. There's way too much expectations from a woman. It doesn't have to be so. No doubt then you see the men behaving anyhow. Like I said, you went and looked after that woman. All right? You brought her into your home, got her all walked up, and she's now saggy everywhere. Flappy arms everywhere. It's flappy everywhere. Oh, Lord have mercy upon me. Because you got her all worked up. Yes, you the man, you got her all worked up. Now she's not looking as, as sexy as she was anymore. Her tummy is no longer flat, of course. Then you have no appreciation for all what she has gone through. Instead of what you should be doing at that time is to do anything you can to motivate her, to encourage her, to actually tell her that you love her just the way she is. Then she can even have more courage to maybe put in some work to maybe, look a little better. But if you start looking down on her, start, have the guts to, insult her, like, oh, you look like this, you look fat, you this, God punish that devil. She was not fat when you met her. That is why I say God punish that devil. Let's have some respect for women in our society. Men deserve they deserve their respect. Don't get me wrong. But women equally deserve respect. They do too much and have very little credit given for. We do too much. It's time we start giving the women some credit for how much work they are doing. Because by the time, until we start acknowledging that and start changing our thinking and mentality towards these expectations, then can the men start standing up, start stepping up. Then can they, will they start stepping up? We need to start expecting more from them as well as we are expecting from the women. You tell me, somebody like myself, I have 3 kids, okay? My youngest is only 10 months old now. All of those 3 kids, I had them through surgeries. Not by choice, all right? Not by my choice to have them through surgeries. It happened the way it did. And if you've ever had any true surgery through a C-section, you know that you can hardly, while you are recovering with a lot of pain, you can hardly do you can hardly do anything to try to be tying your tummy or this while you are going through pain with a surgery, an incision to recover from. then my husband dare not look around and insult me or say and talk any trash to me. All right? Because I went through all of that for our family's sake. You didn't even go through that pain with me. Then because of the leftover that I have, you people say you have to quickly blame the woman because maybe she moves around now with a saggy tummy or this, and maybe her schedule is tight, she's working here and there and have no time to really put in some physical exercise to tone herself down, and maybe she puts on weight, and you quickly blame the woman. When the man starts making poor judgments and looking at girls outside and cheating out, being unfaithful to his wife, we quickly say, oh, it's because the wife is not taking care of herself. The wife is not doing this. She's not doing that. She's not looking sexy. She's not. Yes, great if she can do that. Great if she can have, not everybody has the same, is motivated enough to keep themselves physically fit. Some people just have different things that hinders them from doing that. Some their schedules, some their, just lack the motivation. But should she be blamed for how her body looks? Should she really be blamed for how her body looks? I'm talking here especially after she's had babies. Should she be blamed? You tell me. So if she has the willingness and the motivation to put in the extra work, like for myself, I have to put in double extra work. That's why you see I come here and do this burn them calories. Because I'm trying to work on my leftovers to tone my body. Because I believe when you're physically fit, it's not just about you looking sexy or having a perfect shape. First, is for my health. It's because you feel light. Your body feels light. You feel healthy from within when you put in some physical exercise in your routine. Physical exercise is good for your health. That's what I believe. It's actually just what it is. So when you go through all of this and you have to put in that extra work, a man sits around and he doesn't have to deal with all of that. He didn't carry no babies in his tummy. He doesn't have to, then some have the guts to turn around and talk down on their wives. Or have to cheat around with other girls and quickly know that, they can quickly let the blame fall on their wife who is not looking sexy. The wife now is not looking. Please. Please. That is just not okay. Let's encourage the women. Woman, if you are in that place, if this rings a bell, all I'm saying here, if you relate to this, it rings a bell. I say bravo to you. I say bravo, I applaud you. I applaud you for all that which you're doing. I applaud you, I congratulate you for all that which you are doing in your household, for all that which you're going through. I applaud you, I congratulate you. And I say bravo to you. And I encourage you to do just what you can. What you can. To work on that your body. For yourself first. For yourself, for you to feel good. For your health. For yourself first. I say that very intentionally. Work on yourself, but let it be for you first. Not because somebody is pressuring you to do that so that you can look better for somebody else. Why is that? Do that for yourself first, so that when you look good, you like yourself first. Then the other people then get to benefit from that hard work. And so they are only, those stakeholders are only supposed to, if the least good they can do is to encourage you in that process. Is to encourage your wives, you men, encourage them in that process. They are going through all of that. After that, they have to deal with the leftovers. And the least you can do is to encourage them in that process. Please, do that for Christ's sake. Your body did not go through nothing. You have no idea what their bodies went through when they carried those babies and nursed them until they are grown. You only, you only watched with your eyes and saw what's happening. Your body did not go through any of that. So the least you can do is to encourage that woman in that process. Encourage her. She's trying to do some exercise, some workout. Encourage her. Do anything you can do, maybe to do it together with her or something. Encourage her in the process. You dare not talk trash on her or to her. You better not talk trash to her because of the way she now looks or whatever. Because she did that, she went through all of that, and the way she looks now is because of you. I can't say this enough, and I feel like we need to talk this, and more people need to make these statements. So that some men can start stepping up and doing the right thing. Because when it becomes normal for our society to blame the woman for everything, then the man has very little expectation. Then he does whatever. Yeah, that just needs to. We need to start changing our attitude towards that. Right? Why is nobody talking? In the comment section. Yeah, I know you will send your comments later. I'll get more comments, I guess. And I notice, yeah, only a couple of you are here now. Yeah, that's just what I wanted to share with us today. All right. See, when I look at the virtuous woman in the book of Proverbs, the Proverbs 32, yeah, that woman is not, that virtuous woman, she's not such a needy, read that passage very well, you notice that woman is not a needy woman. Right? If I can, she's not a needy, dependent woman. In fact, she's not even a vulnerable woman. She's an industrious woman. The woman who seems to have a self-autonomy. She's a woman who can well be very independent. All right? That the man is the head of the household does not mean the woman should be treated as trash. Because the fact that he is the head of the household does not even mean that he has all the solutions. So both of you need to work together, encourage each other in that ride. Because I tell you, it's a long ride. It's a long ride, especially marriage. It's a long ride that can have a lot of crooked parts sometimes. So both of you need to hold hands together and encourage each other in the cause. Not playing the blame game. Somebody always has to push the blame on the other and never wanting to take responsibility for their actions. It is well with us. And it is well with our marriages and our relationships. Why did I bring in the virtuous woman's case in the Bible? That is especially, it's something I'm trying to point out to the single ladies out there. Don't come into this relationship just, if you are looking for marriage, don't look to just come and have your husband supply all your needs. Be industrious. As a matter of fact, like I already mentioned before, in this country where we live, you have to be. Like, you just have to be. Otherwise, you will hardly survive unless you want to just be living paycheck to paycheck, hand to mouth, and barely make ends meet. So don't just be this liability, also dependent on your husband, like you can't afford anything. Yeah, we are all putting in the work, and let's encourage each other in the process. Thank you for watching. This has gone way longer than I anticipated, but I guess it needed to be. I would like to hear your thoughts when you watch this. I'd like to hear your comments. Thank you for watching. Until next time, have a good night. Or wherever you are, if it's a good morning, have a good morning. Have a good afternoon, have a good night, as it applies. Thank you for watching. Bye. Love you all.